I've done a few, but yeah, I'm always getting nervous about doing interviews for some reason.
I'm nervous interviewing you because you're like a big deal.
Oh yeah, well thank you. It's nice to be a big deal.
How long have you been acting for?
About 45 years. I think, I mean, I joined Actors Equity in 1979 and then the SAG in 1980. And then I did a lot of voice work, so I joined AFTRA. So yeah, I've been doing it off and on.
How old were you when you knew you wanted to be an actor?
About 20 years old. Yeah. I was in the theater working as a stage manager, and I understudied a lot of actors, and the artistic director said, "Oh, you'd be perfect as doing this," because he had I mean, I didn't have a lot of expectations of it being an actor. I just thought, well, this is fun to kind of find my own interpretation of what I love to do, and yeah.
So no like school or proper education.
Well, yes, I did end up getting a college degree in theater, so I did learn, but I hadn't taken, and I had some film acting teachers along the way, way back when, and mostly my experience is just working on my own projects, or doing other people's films, and yeah.
For young actors out there, would you say that like training in school is really important, or do you think you just kind of learn on set more?
I think you learn by doing films, by working with people, showing up, knowing your lines, working with other people on the film, working with everyone from the cinematographer to the lighting people to the sound people to the people doing art direction. There's a lot of people, and sometimes it's not a lot of people, but at least you get that experience of showing up and knowing a role and working in front of a camera with a director and developing that relationship. I mean, I'm not saying class is a bad thing. It could be actually very beneficial if you have a good, but I think for me, you got to a point where I'd like to just go out and work.
And I know you've worked with Raphael, the director of Focal Point, a couple of times.
Two short films together, yeah, good. Yeah.
So why did you, what did you see in him? Because I know you kind of are the reason behind Focal Point.
Well, I liked him as a person, and I liked the way he shot the two films that we worked together. And I thought, I wanted to do my own movie. I hadn't done a movie in a long time. I mean, the last movie I did was called This Girl's Life. Had a bunch of kind of name actors, and I was a partial investor. But this one, I'm the sole investor, and I wanted to do a movie that had a nice crew, good people to work with, and who had the same passion to make this movie happen as I did. And this movie was nice because I had a good friend who's a physicist. His name is Kip, and he had won the Nobel Prize for gravitational black waves, and him and two other physicists. And he also worked on Interstellar. He was the executive producer and script supervisor to the director's brother, Jonah Nolan, who wrote the script, and Christopher Nolan directed it. And he was enthusiastic about this film because he liked the mystery of it. Can this really happen? And scientifically, he said it is possible in an alternative universe.
Yes.
But so having him on board was very beneficial and got a lot of interest in the movie. And it's been a lot of fun doing it.
That's amazing. And you're up for Best Actor. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Tell me, after 45 years, do you still get nervous with every new role on set?
Yes, I do. I have this process where, and I'm not being antisocial, but I like to go into my own space and almost meditate, because film acting is, apart from all the theater I've done a long time ago, it really involves an internal process where you have to find your own truth and not really act it, because the camera is a real bullshit detector, So you have to realize that subtlety in even powerful emotions is very powerful. And so you have to, that's why I say class is great, but working and watching yourself and all the technology we have, you can look at the monitor and see what you just did and shoot it again, It's not like when I first started where, you get a shot and then you have to take the film out of the camera and go in a tent and and process it, and
That's what
send it
my
over to the
cameraman was
lab.
just talking about.
Yeah.
Good old film.
Yeah. So now it's a lot different, and you got the tech, so you have a lot of advantages to that. But there's still a lot of great directors that will not switch over, that still shoot on 16 or 35, and I remember I did my own 16 millimeter film, and I would go to places like Photochem or Kodak and buy their old film and store it in the garage a year before we shot. So I got up to one time, I got to like 40,000 feet of film. We had all the film that I bought for like, 8 cents a foot, which is normally going for like $1.50 a foot, and so you get the old stuff and you kind of put it in the refrigerator. I got an extra refrigerator downstairs and had a bunch of film.
This is all foreign to me. That sounds very amazing and
it was kind of fun to do it that way. And and our first editor was actually doing it, cutting it, like looking at it like that, and cutting it, splicing it, putting,
So much more hands-on and meaningful.
Much more hands-on. Everything's done by computer now. And people just put their little thing, the discs and the a little thing that just take it right out. Yeah. But no, I've got a lot of for this film. I've gotten a lot of nice compliments on it.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Congrats on the nomination. Thank you so much for chatting with me, David.
Oh, my pleasure. Nice to chat with you.
Thank you.